between people and groups, and that it can result in an angry argument.
Code of Ethics. In general, the NASW Code of Ethics serves 6 purposes. 1, the code identifies core values on which social work's mission is based. 2, the code summarizes the ethical principles of the profession's core values and standards that should be used to guide social work practice. 3, the code is designed to help social workers identify considerations when professional obligations conflict. 4, the code provides ethical standards to which the general public can hold the social work profession responsible. 5, the code socializes practitioners new to the field to social work's mission, values, ethical principles, and ethical standards. 6, the code articulates standards that the social work profession itself can use to assess whether social workers have engaged in unethical conduct. Skit 1. This is basically a mini therapy session where the worker is going through the termination phase with the client.
Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no problem.
How have you been since our last session?
Pretty good. I really like coming to our sessions. You helped me a lot.
Great. I'm really glad to hear that. Now, I'm sure you're aware this is our last session today. It's our termination phase.
I didn't
Is there
know that.
any? You didn't?
No,
I thought we talked about that 3 weeks ago.
I don't think I'm ready for this.
Oh, okay.
I think
Would you
that,
like to talk about why you're not ready?
well, you've helped me so much, and I don't know where I would, what is my life going to be like without you? So I think that we should stay connected. Maybe you can still help me out, and we can be friends, and I think then I could really, just get through my life with you around forever.
We built such a great relationship, and I think that's a great idea. How about I give you my access to my Facebook page to start?
Okay, we can add each other on
Yes,
Facebook.
that would be
Cool.
great.
Awesome.
And there's a really cool band at Club Vibe this Friday. Would you like to meet me there?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay.
Can you pick me up, because my car is a little, I had somebody drop me off today, so I think I need you to pick me up. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
You know my address. It's on my form or whatever.
Yes, I
Okay.
have your address.
So. Awesome.
Is there anything else that you
Well,
want to
now
talk
I
about?
feel like everything's totally fine.
That we're going to continue our relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that you can be in my life. All right. This is great.
Great. I'll see you
Thanks.
Friday.
Awesome.
Have a good day.
End scene.
I'm gonna let it play.
All right, so for the class discussion for this skit, we just wanted to ask you, what do you see as the issue in this skit?
There's a very inappropriate relationship between the social worker and the client. They're hanging out outside of the session. They're planning to hang out outside the session.
Thank you. And what code of ethics is the social worker violating specifically? Yeah, let's go back to the slides. Which one is she violating?
So they can see better. Pretty much, right?
Yeah, I was thinking of number 6, about the social worker engaging in unethical conduct. Yeah.
Confidentiality too.
Yeah.
So this is the professional review case data from National Association of Social Work's website. And these are the most frequently substantiated code of ethics violations. So this was recently taken within the last year. These are the code numbers, and there are various violations that we just presented with conflict, there's confidentiality, sexual relationship, you think of, intimacy, but there's other parts in this section that talks about relationships that we violated, unethical conduct of colleagues and client records, dishonesty, fraud, and deception, and misrepresentation were the top ones on there that we chose to put for discussion. So as you can see, they do list these to show social workers that we need to stray away from violating so we don't lose our license.
So skit 2 is 1 week later from the previous session with the client and the social worker. The supervisor, which this Megan's going to play, is sitting in her office reviewing paperwork. She's looking over material as an employee, which is another social worker that Sam's going to play, knocks on the door.
Hello.
Hi, Miss Ross. Are you busy? Can I talk to you for a second?
No, I'm not busy. Come on in.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Well, last week I overheard a session between Megan and one of her clients, and they have been communicating outside of work. They discussed that they were going to meet on a Friday night, and then looking on social media, there's different posts of them like out at a bar, dancing, they go out to eat. I just think it's very unethical of them.
Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. And when did you find out about this?
I found out about it about a week ago, and a couple days after, gathering my thoughts, trying to figure out how I would approach Megan since we are in the same office. I did approach her and talk to her, and she just thinks that I'm in the wrong and I'm being way too uptight, and I shouldn't be talking to anybody about what goes on between her and her clients.
Okay. Well, thank you for bringing this information to my attention. This is very
You're welcome.
important here. Just stay right there. I'm going to make a quick phone call, okay?
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Megan.
Yes, hi, Miss Ross. How are you today?
I'm fine, and yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Awesome. I was wondering if you could come down to my office right now. I just need to discuss something important with you. Do you have a minute?
Yes, sure, I'll be right there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hello, Megan.
Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
I'm fine. The reason why I brought you down here, to my office today is because Sam has given me a report about
Okay.
you and one of your clients. I'm hearing that you are going out with your client, you're going out to eat, and you're going to parties and all those kind of things outside of the workplace. And I was wondering, is that true?
Well, first, I'm really sorry that Sam is here talking to you about this. We already had this discussion, and I thought that we were on the same grounds as colleagues, that this is my client, and I feel that she's overstepping my boundaries as a therapist, that she should not be involved in my caseload or my business with my clients. And I don't think there's anything wrong. Our relationship ended as therapist-client, and we continued to build our friendship outside of that. I don't find anything wrong with that.
And Sam, how do you feel about, her viewpoint?
I feel like it's wrong. It definitely crosses the boundary, and if it were to ever get out or someone in the wrong hands would be able to say it, so maybe your supervisor, like she could lose her license. And since we have been colleagues for a little while now, I don't want to see that happen to her.
This is ridiculous.
Well, I mean,
This is really ridiculous.
Well, sorry. It's not. And see.
well, me as a supervisor, I feel as though that, your behavior with your client, is inappropriate. And basically because of dual relationships. And I think that, whenever you get a chance, you should take a minute to examine the NASW Code of Ethics. Because, we as professionals, we want to always make sure we maintain those appropriate boundaries with our clients.
I agree. I just feel as if after our talk, nothing was resolved, so I had to go talk to folks.
So now I'm feeling that there's no resolution here. I'm feeling attacked by my supervisor, now by my colleague. I had enough of this.
Well, I don't want you to feel like you're being attacked, and I don't want you to have hard feelings against each other, you know, so.
And scene.
Let's see. So did the social worker, Sam, follow the code of ethics? Anybody? Group discussion? Yes. Is there anything that you would have done differently?
In
As
general,
Sam,
Just
as
as
a
Sam,
worker.
yeah, as Sam.
Yes.
Maybe not have waited as long. I know it took like a week to think about it, but it's kind of like a very serious situation. So, I mean, I guess maybe a week seems like a little long.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
that's a good point. Yes.
I don't think Sam should have had a conversation with Megan, especially if they're not friends. It doesn't seem like they're really friendly. Like they kind of just work together, and I don't think I would have had that direct conversation with her.
That's a good point too.
I do think that, I mean, so look, can we stop for 1 second about that, because that's a
Sure.
good point. Ethics are sort of those like gray, like there's things that are right, there's things that are wrong, and then there are little things in between that are sort of like, well, it's not exactly wrong if you don't do this, but you really should do this. So I'm kind of thinking about that week thing, because you know, if she went to Megan and said, you know, I really feel like this is not a healthy relationship for your client to be doing this, and Megan says, you know, I think you might be right. I'm gonna tell her that I think it'd be better for us to just, you know, go, you know, you live your life, I'll live my life, and we'll just have our own set of friends. I don't know that her supervisor needed to be told about that if she did stop the relationship. You know what I mean? Because, you know, sometimes we I think about like, you know, if a client gives you a gift, technically, according to our code of ethics, we're not supposed to take gifts. But, you know, if a client bakes me a box of cookies for Christmas, I don't think that necessarily I've breached some major thing that I should lose my license if I eat a box of cookies with my clients. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think like, so it depends on the degree, right? And it depends on the outcome. You know, the flip side of that is, if you know this is a sexual relationship now that is developing, yeah, I'd probably go right to the supervisor. So a lot of our code of ethics really requires us to kind of think about it, weigh things out, evaluate, you know, is this something that's serious enough that I need to just go right over the person that is my colleague and go right to the supervisor or not? It's gonna be hard to work with that person, you know, from that point forward.
I feel like in order to prevent tension between the two, like maybe Sam could have said to Megan, like, if you don't like stop this, then I'm gonna go to the supervisor, like, you know, this is wrong.
Yeah.
And just so
Yeah.
that the tension wouldn't always be there, and kind of just explain like, you know, like I'm doing the right thing as a social worker, you should know that, like you should know better.
I think that's definitely a good first step, you know, it's kind of saying, you know, I exactly what you said, that, you know, I really feel pretty strongly this is against our code of ethics, and, you know, I'd like to give you the opportunity to stop the relationship before I have to take it in, based on my license,
Yeah.
to the next step, right? Because your license is on the line in those moments, you know? Yeah, good, nice discussion.
The next skit is the interventions. The two social workers are in the supervisor's office arguing, and Megan, the supervisor, tries to de-escalate the situation.
Sam, you're really causing me a lot of conflict here, and I just can't believe you did this. Like, why? We talked about this, I told you that was the end of it. I don't get involved with your clients. I don't know why you were all of a sudden so interested in Rebecca.
There's no interest in Rebecca. It's the fact that this is unethical.
Apparently there is.
Well, you're in the wrong here.
I'm not wrong.
You are meeting with your client outside of work. This is a very serious job, and your client obviously is not thinking straight, and you're just feeding into her.
To you, it's a very serious thing. You're taking,
In general.
no,
ladies.
no,
General.
you're taking this
Ladies,
overboard.
ladies.
You are
ladies.
taking this way
No.
too serious, Sam.
And it's not too serious.
Having
You're
a
going-
drink is
having
no
a drink
big
with a
deal.
client?
All right, ladies.
Who does that?
Stop. Ugh, please stop it.
So much trauma.
Breathe in and out, okay? I do not want you ladies to argue about this, all right? Well, Sam, I don't want you to argue about this situation. I really wanna, try to find some sort of resolution here. And I understand that you're both kind of upset at each other, and I'm sorry that you feel like you're being attacked. I apologize for that, Megan. And, I'm sorry that, you're arguing, you're here arguing in my office about this. I didn't mean for it to turn out this way. But, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do 2 interventions with you. The first intervention I'm gonna do with you is called Common Grounds, where, basically, you both sit, you sit right there and you sit here, facing each other. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give each person a chance to, express their feelings, express their viewpoint about this situation. And then, like, after, one person is done talking, I'm gonna have the other person pretty much summarize and, basically summarize and talk about, like, what you said in a nutshell, so that we can see if each, side is understanding the other side.
Okay.
And then hopefully, as we, go through this activity, we can come to some sort of mutual understanding. But I just need you guys to just give each other a chance to speak, don't interrupt. Let each person voice their opinions and their feelings without any interruptions. Let's be respectful to each other, okay?
Okay.
All right, so, Sam, you're gonna be the first one to go.
Okay. Meg, I just feel like your relationship or friendship with Rebecca is not professional. Even though you might have a lot of things in common with her, as a social worker, we must retain those proper boundaries. When we fail to terminate professional relationships and befriend our clients, because more harm to our clients than we might think we're helping them, but in the long run, we're really not. It lays the foundation for an unhealthy relationship, and it causes power struggles. I just don't want to see you this happen to you, and I don't want to see you lose your license, because you could lose your license over this.
And Megan, how do you understand what she's saying to you?
Sam, what I'm hearing, you did say a lot, and it sounded really nice, but what I'm hearing right now is that I'm unprofessional and that I should not have a relationship outside of the office with Rebecca.
That's what I'm saying, and I don't want you to take it the wrong way, because I've seen you with other clients and you are very professional. I look up to you as a social worker since you've been here for so long. It's just with this one client, I feel like you're being very unprofessional.
Now, Megan, it's your turn to talk about what you're feeling right now.
Sam, I felt really hurt when you went outside of our professional relationship and to our supervisor. I just feel that there was boundaries crossed, and I'm having a hard time trusting you now. And I don't know if we'll be able to work in the same area in the office. I'm just really hurt at this point.
So what I'm understanding is there's an underlying of trust that's no longer there. She's very hurt by what is going on. And I do apologize if you feel hurt. It wasn't my intention to hurt you. I just have to follow the code of ethics.
So, Megan, I just wanted to let you know that, we're not against you. We're not trying to team up against you and, be mean or anything like that. But really, we're just trying to help you. And that, we care about you, we think that you're a good social worker, and we just don't want to see you, get into a bad situation with the client.
Well, thank you, Ms. Ross. And I'm glad, Sam, after hearing everything that you did, I was hurt.
And I apologize for that.
And since we are discussing this in a more calmer sense, a more calmer manner, I can see some things now, and I wasn't really listening or hearing what Ms. Ross was saying about social work ethics and boundaries, but I think I allowed think I allowed some boundaries to be crossed, and I'm glad it was stopped before I could lose my license, you know? So I do need to review some things, I need to take some self-care for myself, maybe have some private therapeutic sessions for myself as well, to just get regrounded back into my standards of social work. And I wanted to thank both of yous, and we can still work in the same area. I'm so sorry.
I'm relieved. So, good job, ladies, with that intervention, and I think that, we kind of, basically dealt with those feelings that we were feeling earlier, and hopefully this will, have a good outcome. Now, I did mention before that I did want to do 2 interventions with you. So we already did one, so the last one I want to do with you is called Talking Papers, where I have this little baby book of Post-its, and I'm going to give you 3 Post-its and you 3 Post-its, and I'll actually take 3 for myself.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to think of ways that, we can avoid dual relationships in the future, okay?
That's great.
So this is the activity that we're going to do. Just write down something brief on each Post-it, and then what we're going to do is, we're going to post them up on the wall, and we're going to separate them into groups, okay?
Okay.
And it'll make it easy for us to remember
Bless you.
each thing that we can do. So just take maybe a minute or 2 to write down any suggestions.
Release.
All right, so I'm gonna do it over here.
Okay.
Up in my stick. Maybe on the cardboard. Yeah, maybe the cardboard. There we go. You might not be able to see it, but I'll just read them off to you. Alright, so we have 9 Post-its because 3 of us participated in the activity and 3, we basically filled out 3 pieces of paper each. One says, do not accept gifts or personal items. One says, research healthy boundaries. Another one says, no gifts. We have another one that says, monthly meetings in regards of trainings. Then we have another Post-it that says, do not give out personal information. We have one that says no social media. We have one that says longer session periods with the clients. And then we have one that says hang a sign of NASW Code of Ethics.
And the last one we have is be respectful and open-minded to colleagues about ethical awareness. So, I am seeing 3 categories here. Can any one of you identify any of those categories?
What do you think about the gifts? We heard a few on the gifts, right?
So we have 2.
And then we got 2 for the gifts?
Yes. Also too, I think there's 2 about the program structure, monthly meetings and also longer session periods with clients. So this could go like under program structure.
Okay, I agree.
I agree. And also hang a sign of NASW Code of Ethics, so that's part of the program too. If we put up more signs, that would be helpful.
I agree.
Okay, so that's one group right there. We have being respectful and open-minded to colleagues about ethical awareness. What would you say about that?
I feel like that could go along with the boundaries.
Healthy boundaries?
Yeah, I think that can go into the same category.
Okay. And then we have, no social media and do not give out personal information.
I think those two can go together, because with the way society is going nowadays, everyone puts their personal business on social media.
Matter of fact, do you think that we could put these 2 with the no gifts one? Because it's all about, if you think about it, it's all about how we're interacting with clients, and it's all about like, giving out information, accepting gifts, giving gifts, that kind of thing. You think we could put it together, maybe? Or do you want to leave them separate? It's up to you.
Do we already have, do you have a boundaries topic?
Yeah, we have boundaries right here.
Okay, then we got gifts, and what's the third one again?
Then we have like, the program.
The policies and procedures?
So you just want to just leave this with
Yeah,
like
we'll
just
just
social
leave it.
media and information like that?
Yeah, we'll just have 4 categories. I think
Okay.
those are great.
All right, so, what I want you to do is to, pretty much jot this down in your notes and, just refer back to this and use these suggestions in the future so that you can avoid having dual relationships with clients. And, I really thank you for participating in both of these activities with me. And, I'm glad that we were all able to come to a mutual understanding and also able to straighten this situation out. And, Megan, as for now, I'm going to give you a verbal warning. And you're not going to get a write-up or any suspension or anything like that. But if it happens again, then I'll have to take it a step further. Okay?
Understood.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Ross, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And thank you.
You're
Thank you for your help.
Thanks, Sam.
Of course.
And then we walk off into the sun.
And then we get a drink.
All right, so back to group discussion. Do you feel like the interventions that we used were helpful? Anybody? Yes.
I really liked the talking papers exercise for this. I just thought it was interesting how it brought the 2 people together to be like, okay, let's think about this topic as a whole and take it away from like a personal issue almost. I like that.
Would you use another form of conflict resolution method, or anybody, would you use another method? Yes.
I could see maybe how like the nonviolent communication would have been helpful, especially in the beginning when there was a lot of hostility. It might have just opened it up a little bit more, but I think I think it in the skit it came to the same conclusion with this, this is where it was resolved, and I think it necessarily would have been better or worse, it's just another possibility.
Thank you.
So the next slide is about dual relationships. So there's 3 reasons for clear boundaries as to why we need to have them. It's for protection of the therapeutic process. The second one is protection of the clients from exploitation. And the last one is protection of social workers from liability.
No.
And then these are ways that you can lose your license. Sexual misconduct is the first one, substance abuse, professional discipline like criminal convictions or unethical conduct, fraud and misrepresentation, patient abuse, medication violations, unethical behavior like the ones that were described in the first skit with going out to the bar, going out to eat, social media, poor documentation or record keeping, unlicensed practice, and boundary violations. And one thing that I want to go off of is how many of you have heard of the House 1415 bill?
HB 1415, that's in Harrisburg.
If any of you went to that this year, it's all about protecting licensed clinical social workers. Pennsylvania and Montana are the two states that do not have protection. So if Miss Ross did go above and do a written report, she would have lost her license, and Megan could have moved to, or if she was in Jersey, could have moved to Pennsylvania and still be a social worker. So the reason why I brought that up is because we were talking about protection. And I did mention that she could lose her license, and it's a big thing for social workers to be protected. And these are our references. And then do we have any questions? Comments, concerns, fears, phobias?
I think you guys did a great job. I think I really, like, piggybacking off what Bridget said, I really liked how you sort of took it from this situation that happens and make it something that the agency can learn from, that you can make it, it's not just one person's responsibility, but it's everyone's responsibility to be protecting the rights of the client and protecting clients and bringing it out to the larger community. Again, like, takes that personal edge off of it, but helps to look at, like, what do we not do well within this agency that allows for what boundaries to potentially be blurred. And I think that, I like that, because I think there are a lot of agencies, particularly agencies in communities, where there is going to be that blurring of boundaries. And how do you as an agency constantly be reminding and supporting your workers to be respecting those? So I like it. It's good.